Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry, it's kind of left to right. I'm in my daughter's vehicle. She's using mine today. So it's Mike here, Canadian Cards. Hope you guys are all doing well. Gearing up for your U.S. Thanksgiving, which I believe is this week. And I think the last time I did a video was like 2 weeks ago yesterday. And some things have happened that's kind of taken me away. I was in British Columbia for some work, some pleasure, and our Canadian Junior Football League championship game and our AGM for all the team presidents. So I was away doing that, busy, been watching videos, checking things out. A lot of good content lately. Not that any content's worse than the others, but just yeah, some of them are just like anything. Some are more enjoyable than the others. So yeah, so I was in BC and got the news just as I landed on Sunday that my father-in-law passed away. Actually, he's my wife's stepfather. I still consider him my father-in-law. He was a big Montreal Canadiens fan. My mother-in-law had a package for me that she wanted me to have, and maybe show some snapshots of that. My father-in-law was a huge Montreal Canadiens fan. He was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia, but raised in Montreal. So I think that's why we got along so well. Funeral was Thursday. I was honored to give the eulogy and got choked up, but I got through it. And I am, it's Sunday morning, about 9:15. I'm heading into Toronto. There's a card show at, it's a brewery. What they do is, it's a craft brewery. So they take a bunch of, clean out kind of the warehouse side of it, and a bunch of guys set up their stuff. And so I might take some footage from there. And but first I'm on my way to, I did my first PSA order. A guy I know in Toronto, I sent around, I don't know, 15, 20 cards or so to get graded. Some of them are disappointing. Some of them are great. But, I mean, it was my first foray into it. And, of course, you know, you miss things. You know, some cards I thought, oh, this is going to be an 8 or 9 for sure. Came back like a 4 or 5. And I don't know if I missed a small crease or, I mean, overall the cards look good. But I guess I got to get one of those loops that I hear everyone talking about, where it's got the light, the magnifying glass. I've seen Eric, those back pages, talk about or uses them. I got to get something like that if I'm going to start submitting. I've got a second submission in too, and so I fingers crossed that it's not as bad as the first. It's a, you know, it's a little bit of vintage, some newer stuff that was pack pulled, and you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, and the other thing I wanted to talk about was this Coppa, however you pronounce it, Coppa, I think it is. So I watched a YouTube video with the 4 Mikes. It was Mike from Up North Collectors, Mike Wilkie, AR Felt 77, they call them Sevens, Mike O, and Mike Baseball Card Collector. He hosted it. And I heard about this a couple of weeks ago, and I listened to their podcast, and they had some good, points. Also watched Blue Jacket 66 talk about it, and I kind of lean to the side of Dave, Blue Jacket 66. I mean, we're just showing baseball cards. I think they're looking at things that are a little more serious. And I get it. Everyone, the red flag goes up and it's like, oh no, our YouTube community is going to crumble. And I've seen a New York Yanks fan talk John Mangini off the ledge because John was pretty sure he was going to shut down his channel. But the one thing in doing my research is that you have to be monetized. You have to be making money from your channel to get fined. So, I mean, some guys may be getting money, and it's not $42,000 per video. I mean, it could be, but it's up to a maximum of $42,000 per video based on how much you get monetized on your channel. So if you make, I don't know, like $1 for your video or $5 for your video, it's a percentage. There's a math formula, and God knows what it is, on the revenue. So that's what I'm to believe. So I don't think any of us, by any stretch of the imagination, are getting rich. It's not our full-time gig. Guys, it's a hobby. I mean, nobody's gonna... I agree with Dave. Like, really? It's a baseball card. Sure, you can market not for kids, for kids, but it's a baseball card. It's like Dave said, it's not like you're showing something, totally inappropriate on video. So I don't think anyone has to worry about it. And secondly, I don't even know how it affects me, because as I have learned that this Coppa thing it's through the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, which based out of Washington D.C. But I don't know, does that affect me as a Canadian producing on YouTube? Like, what is that going to mean? Is, if I was monetized, and if they were going to find me a percentage of that monetization, does that mean, what, like, when I cross the border, I'm going to be, like, detained or arrested? Like, come on. It's not that big. I mean, I get it. People are worried, and maybe some people, make good bucks off it. I don't know. I mean, I kind of went through a lot of my subscribers. I mean, there's some guys that have like 5,000 subscribers, and they get hundreds of views, but I haven't, like, is it going to be that much? I mean, I'm not to the point where I'm even close to monetizing my channel, so I'm not making money off of this. And I think I understand the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. I get that. I do. I think it's a good thing. But secondly, I've got to think to myself, like, if this is for 12 and 13-year-old, what parent isn't regulating what their kid's doing on the computer? I mean, you know, like, and don't get me wrong, my kids were young once, and I mean, you know, I'm sure they were up to no good back in the day, and I had no idea. But again, I think there's a responsibility by the parents to, you know, make sure their kids are, you know, watching the right stuff or stuff that's not inappropriate. So, anyways, that's kind of my rant on it. I'm heading to pick up my PSA submission, and then I'm going to that card show at the brewery. Hopefully I can pick up some stuff. I don't know. And after that, I may post. I'm gonna probably put this up and maybe later on tonight I'll take some footage of the show and my pickups, and we'll post that. Okay. So, anyways, have a good Sunday, guys. I want to get back in time for NFL football, and hope you all have a great day. Talk soon.